Hello everyone, and welcome back to Acupuncture is My Life. Now today, I have an interesting topic to discuss, and this is particularly for my audience in India. I did receive, but I engaged in an interesting conversation with a young lady by the name of Pushpa from India regarding mutations and variants in that country, which was very interesting. And again, before I jump into this topic, I want to say if there's anything you'd like for us to talk about here at Acupuncture is My Life regarding this virus or any health topic and acupuncture, download the Acupuncture is My Life app from the Google Play Store, and we can engage in a private chat session to discuss your topic before presenting it over podcast. Now, interesting topic from Pushpa from India is that in the country they've detected around 24,300 mutations from 7,000 different variants. Whoa. That's serious. That's serious. I mean this should let you know that this virus will be around for quite some time. We still have yet to get it under control. The effectiveness of the vaccines, I won't get into. I haven't myself been vaccinated. And I don't sway one way or the other or attempt to affect anyone's decision or opinion with regard to the vaccine and whether they should or should not get it. But I even see that as a challenge to global pharmaceuticals. At the rate in which this virus is mutating, this is serious. Because I know, there's changes in the flu vaccine every year because it mutates, but at a much slower pace than this virus. So, this should be interesting for the pharmaceuticals as to how do they keep up with this pace. 24,300 mutations and 7,000 variants of the virus, which is currently circulating across India. The country has witnessed and is witnessing a gradual spike in cases, which is overwhelming their healthcare system. Now, this isn't just based on my conversation with Pushpa via private chat, because as I stated before, when someone recommends a topic of discussion or would like a question answered over podcast, here at Acupuncture is My Life, we have to do our due diligence with regard to researching the topic relative to its validity. We're not just gonna, engage our global audience with something that's fictitious. It's that we don't do that here. But this is a huge problem, not just for India. Although this is what's going on in India. There's news that exist within countries that just cannot get out, escape like that, to make its way to mainstream media. And a lot of people, especially here in the United States, are behaving like, oh, this is almost over, and that's tied to COVID fatigue. And I understand that. But at the same time, just think about it. If this is taking place on a subcontinent, a country such as India, population in the billions. Whoa. Just stop for a second, just pause for a second and just digest that. $7,000 different variants are responsible for 24,300 mutations. That is very, very interesting. Is there anywhere else on this planet this could be happening? And being a global community, what do we do? What do we do? And I go back over and over again. You can see your doctor. That's great. It's great. But go see an acupuncturist. It's important. You see an acupuncturist or you contact acupuncturists, my life. If you have any questions, need direction, or would like to connect via telehealth communications, there's many ways that we can offer assistance. We have affiliates on 3 different continents and a network that spans 7 continents. Acupuncture is my life, is a global clinic. So, we can help you here. We can point you in the right direction. But it goes back to me constantly saying you have to be proactive when it comes to your health. As a global society, we've evolved in a way that, our health is no longer a number 1 or even number 2 concern. And that's scary. We exist as an aesthetic society. Our home, our cars, our clothes, the accessories that we attach to it come before our health. But if we were to take a second and to sit down and think about how much we invest as a society, as a global society, in things that rapidly depreciate in a short amount of time. And if we were to take just a third of that and invest in our health, huge difference in the way we feel. Our outlook on life would change. Because again, I've said this for the past few episodes. I'll say it again. Health is wealth. Super important. But back to India, and from my understanding, there's an N440K variant of this virus that's spreading like wildfire across the southern states of India. Interesting. Very interesting. So, like I said, if it's doing it there, where else can this be happening? And to feel, we have to get back to some form of normalcy. Think about it. And I don't believe in moving backwards. That's regressive. And when you take a step back, how are we looking at moving forward? Or do we simply move forward through the fog of this process to see or find out what's on the other side of, this fog? How do we view all of this? But we're nowhere near done. And here in the United States, you do have states where individuals are behaving like it's over. It's been long over. It doesn't exist. This virus does exist. It's real. It's real. But how are we proactive in attempting to find ways to put this behind us? Because most people, and I'll speak for the most part relative to the Western Hemisphere, although I've traveled east quite often, I'll say this: most people in the Western Hemisphere are unhealthy. And that's the real battle. I would even put that before the virus. Because as human organisms, we can adapt. The human organism is by nature designed to adapt. But if it's been abused and neglected, then there's problems. The point of adaptation, can it ever, be obtained? Can we ever reach that? We're in a state where something can persist longer than it should, because naturally, as humans, we're existing out of our true element. The body, for the most part, is designed to be a self-healing machine, outside of, breaking bones, and it self-heals, even looking at it from that perspective, because you just put a cast on it, you stabilize, and the bones mend on its own. And I'm speaking in layman's terms. I'm not going to get deep into biomedicine and stuff like that, where some people begin asking certain questions. But the human organism is designed to heal and protect itself on its own. It's just like a car. If you throw water, fuel, and other junk additives in the gas tank, it'll perform in accordance. But you put quality fuel in, you'll get good quality performance from that machine. So think about every time you're putting something in your mouth, every time you're ingesting something, it's like, is this really good for me, or it just tastes good? You have to think. I won't even call it outside the box. And I've sat and listened to nutritionists speak, and they would, hold these huge seminars and talk about, you are what you eat. And if you really want to live a healthy life, think outside the box. And outside the box for what you're putting in your mouth? Are you fucking insane? That's inside the box. I mean, why don't you just go to a gas station and a fueling station and just pour some fuel, some unleaded premium in a cup and drink it? oh my God, I shouldn't do that. Maybe if I think outside of the box, I should be drinking water. Really? Really? If we live healthier lifestyles, watch what we eat, because of course you are what you eat. This problem, global society would be well contained. Well contained. You know, it's not a thing of just putting a plastic bag or a bucket over our face and walk around 6 feet apart for the rest of our lives. How are we proactive in living a healthier lifestyle? How? You know, how? Because I'll tell you this. Just relative to the natural process of mutations, variants are going to keep popping up. They're going to continue to pop up. How many times can I say it over and over? Go see an acupuncturist. Contact acupuncturist, my life. Sit with your doctor and ask a couple of questions. Sit with a nutritionist. We offer Eastern nutrition coaching here. There's so much that Acupuncturist My Life has to offer. And it's good that a lot of people globally are reaching out, contacting us, giving thanks as to how we was, with regard to how we were able to help them. But that's what we're here for. You know, because you'll have people just think, oh, UK strain, South African strain. Okay, that's what is it? 2. And they see this, you know, as some simple picture, just like the flu. You know, oh yeah, it'll mutate, but it'll mutate every year. No. Just realizing that there's 7,000 variants on one subcontinent, or should I say country. Should put you at a point where you just hit the brakes and just sit down and just think, what direction are we really going in pertaining to this virus, and what can I, being you, do to start making your individual contribution to society to bring this situation under control? How can you be proactive for your own well-being? You need to see an acupuncturist or contact Acupuncturist My Life. There's so much out there in the way in which acupuncture can help you. How it can strengthen your constitution, nourish deficiencies, sedate excesses that cause deficiencies within the body. Because excesses are taxing. It taxes the body, burns it out quicker. How, as an acupuncturist, we can restore balance? Relative to enhancing immunity, because that's basically what happens when balance is restored. But if you want to learn more, again, we're on just about every social media platform under Acupuncture Is My Life, with the exception of Twitter, which is acu_is_my_life. So you have no excuse. You have no excuse. Follow us on these social media platforms, and you'll just about every day you'll receive new information. You'll have new information to your avail that can possibly answer lots of questions in which you may have. There's a myriad of ways in which you can contact us. There's tons of information on the acupunctureismylife.com website. There's no excuse. We offer Eastern nutrition coaching. There's no excuse. So follow us on social media. Download the app from the Google Play Store. Engage in private chat sessions, have access to free telehealth, and possibly have your topic discussed over a future podcast. Watch us on YouTube under Acupuncture is My Life. So much you can learn from our YouTube channel. So much you can learn. But I just wanted to touch on, I know today was the day for another episode on Eastern Nutrition. The Acupuncture is My Life, Eastern Nutrition. But this topic from Pushpa, from India, really jumped out at me, and I said, we have to talk about this. And tomorrow, we'll get into Eastern Nutrition. Touching on hypertension, high blood pressure is a comorbidity. Chef Kiara has handed down some good material that I'm going to discuss tomorrow. Different types of foods you need to add to your diet to keep your blood pressure down. So tune in tomorrow for the Acupuncture is My Life Eastern Nutrition episode. And until then, I'll say this: acupuncture is my life. What's yours?